Welcome to the Purple Party, known as Purple Nerd Channel, a home for all those who geek out on all things Prince related. Now then, you're probably asking yourself, why are you taking the time to do a video about Paula Abdul when she only recorded one song with Prince? And you know what? You're absolutely true. She did only record one song with Prince. But while I was researching and kind of going through this one song, I started to notice a whole lot of Prince connections with her. And before I start my 6 degrees of Prince talk, let's go ahead and talk about the one song that she did do with Prince, which was You from her album Spellbound, which was released on May 14th, 1991, peaking at number 1 on Billboard's Top 200 and number 4 in the UK, selling over 4 million copies worldwide. You was originally recorded by Prince and his touring band in 1979 for the abandoned project The Rebels, which I did a video about, and I will have that video at the end of this video. Prince would rework the song again in 1987 with plans of including it in his film Graffiti Bridge, which he had started working on at the time, as in an early draft of the script, Prince's character actually sings this song in one of the scenes. Prince would rework this song once again in 1990. This is the version that he handed off to Paula Abdul. She went ahead and just recorded over his guide vocals, removing them in post. You know you do. And had the R&B group The Family Stand sing over his background vocals, removing those again in post. Now then, this is where the connections start to happen, as the lead singer of the group The Family Stand was Sandra St. Prince would work with her in 1995, rewriting some of her songs with her. Those songs were Sanctuary, later retitled Soul Sanctuary, and recorded by Prince for his album Emancipation. Then there was the song Love Is, which would become Van Gogh, and recorded by the group of the same name. And then there's I'll Never Open Up My Legs Again, which would become I'll Never Be Another Fool, and recorded by Chaka Khan for her album Come to My House. And the final song being Nothing Left to Say, which would become the song Stone and recorded by Prince, but never released. Sandra St. would write on Paula Abdul's next album, Head Over Heels, released in 1995. As she wrote the song Crazy Cool. Also on that same album though, we have another Prince connection, that being St. Paul aka Paul Peterson, playing piano on the song Under the Influence. St. Paul was the keyboardist for the group The Time during the album Ice Cream Castle, and was the lead singer of the group The Family, both groups created by Prince. But then we have Paula Abdul's debut album Forever Your Girl, released in 1988, which still remains her best-selling album as it sold over 8 million copies. And St. Paul is all over that album, as he plays bass and keyboards on the song The Way You Love Me and Opposites Attract, and plays bass and organ on the song Forever Your Girl. And speaking of Opposites Attract, the co-lead vocals and background vocals are performed by a group called The Wild Pair, which consists of members Tony Christian and Marvin Gunn, keyboardists and guitarists from the group Maserati, a group produced by Prince's former Revolution bassist Mark Brown, also known as Brown Mark. Their self-titled debut album was released on Prince's record label at the time, Paisley Park, in 1986. And I did a video for that particular album, and I will have a link to that video at the end of this video. Also on Paula's album Forever Your Girl, we have the song I Need You, produced and arranged by the Time's former lead guitarist Jesse Johnson, and co-written by Jesse Johnson and Tamar, who also goes by the name of Margie Cox. Her and Prince did an album together called Flash, or sometimes referred to as MC Flash, that was never released. I did a video about that unreleased album, and I'll have a link to that in the description down below. She was also briefly signed to Prince's label MPG Records, and had her song Standing at the Altar included on the compilation 1-800-NEW-FUNK, released in 1994. And my final connection with Paula Abdul and Prince is actually how she even got into the music business, and that was doing choreography for Janet Jackson, who was produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, former members of The Time. This was actually pretty fun doing this research and kind of discovering all these little points to connect to. And you know what? I may do another video like this in the future. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Please like and share this video. And as always, please subscribe to the channel. And if you have a moment, go ahead and check out my Patreon page. I will see you on the next episode where I talk about another long overdue discussion about a Purple family member. And until that next episode, I wish you heaven.